Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's a weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, December the 31st, New Year's Eve. It's also Leap Second Time Adjustment Day. Did you change your equipment for 1 second? No? Me neither. Make Up Your Mind Day, National Champagne Day, and Universal Hour of Peace. Sunday, the first day of January 2023, National Bloody Mary Day, National Hangover Day, and New Year's Day. So all of that happening this weekend. A lot of folks out celebrating. Be careful out there if you're doing that. And if you are one of the people who are making a resolution to maybe turn your life around and do some better things in 2023, you're going to love my guest, Mary Beth Albright. She's the author of a book called Eat and Flourish. I think you've got the book. Is it right?
I
over
do.
here?
Well, it was. Somebody cleaned my office.
Oh, that's right. I tidied up. We may never find that book. No, it's in here somewhere. But we're going to be chatting with her coming up, and it looks like a really exciting book. We'll chat all about it in a bit.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Home insurance group Hippo, never heard of them, but they sent me this message. They're out with their 2022 Hippo House Power Report. And this I thought was a little concerning. Nationwide survey of over 1,000 U.S. homeowners is who they sent this to. 78% of respondents had regrets about purchasing their home in the last 12 months. 78%.
That's quite a bit.
That's a big number. So, I don't know. We purchased
Probably because
a home.
house prices are going down. That would be the regret that they didn't wait.
I think some of them are like, okay, well, with interest rates going up, hopefully they got locked into a lower interest rate. But I don't know. I thought that was a very high number. And there's more info on this company that sent the thing to me. I don't know anything about them, but I shared it because they sent it to me, so that's only fair. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know a baby is born in the United States every 8 seconds?
I did not.
And worldwide, 3 babies are born every second. Babies are born on Tuesdays more than any other day, except when Tuesday lands on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fewer babies are born Christmas Day every year, making Christmas a special day to be born. Usually, an average of 220,000 babies are born each day, but on Christmas, it's 172,000 babies.
Huh.
But this time of year, Heidi, is kind of a special time of year for another reason, because there are more babies born, most babies, as a matter of fact, born in August and September, meaning that most babies are conceived Christmas, New Year time.
Okay.
So, if that's what you guys are up to,
I was born in August, so I know what my parents were doing this time of year.
New Year's Eve. Bada boom, bada bing.
There you go.
Right. Hey, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Amazon Studios has confirmed they have secured global rights to the game Warhammer 40,000 for the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, to star in and executive produce the franchise. The agreement encompasses rights to the universe across TV series, films, and likely games and animation. Warhammer 40,000 is a miniature war game produced by Games Workshops, where players enact battles using miniature models of warriors and fighting vehicles. It's set in the distant future, where a stagnant human civilization is threatened by hostile aliens and supernatural creatures. Okay. So it's not based on a true story, thank goodness. He just left his role as Superman from DC Comics, and he's going to be starring in a thing called The Witcher after 3 seasons on Netflix. So he's been a busy guy. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Good for him.
Yeah. So Heidi and I both were like, Warhammer 40,000. We've not heard of this. So
Okay, well, more than anything, I was confused that you could star in and produce a video game. I was like, what are they
I think
talking about?
This is a game, and they're going to make other games and videos and movies. We're moving on. Big screen, I don't know. Big screen, little screen.
We're not gamers.
It's two old people over here talking about stuff we don't know. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. To some, there's no greater inconvenience than a flight cancellation.
Oh, that's awful.
We've had that happen. My favorite, by the way, I'm not going to say which airline because it wouldn't be nice to Frontier, but my favorite my favorite is when we had like 3 different legs of a trip from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and they canceled the first one but not the others. And they're like, well, we'll give you a discount, or we're going to give you a refund on the flight that we canceled, but all those others, no, they didn't get canceled. I'm like, but how am I supposed to get there? Remember that?
Yeah.
Was that the most bizarre? I'm like, I don't understand this at all.
I was so angry.
We still got there. We flew with a different airline to that destination to hop on to get to the rest of it, but it was not fun. So anyway, rather than sulk about their sudden change of plans, an enterprising group of passengers whose trip from Orlando, Florida to Knoxville was shelved. Instead, they decided, let's rent a van and hit the road. So the 13 people made the 650-mile trip together, sharing stories and documenting their journey on TikTok. The passengers spanned ages and backgrounds. One was a teen visiting college with her parents. Another,
see, these were strangers that all.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Another was a critical appointment in a custody case. A minister, a farmer who only spoke Spanish, and an influencer, so you know that's who was doing the TikTok. Recent college grad, although it says more than a few bathroom stops were added to the 9.5-hour trip driving time. They all made it to their destination safe and sound. And one of the pastors said, everyone got along brilliantly. I feel like this situation for me specifically restored my trust and humanity. I think they meant inhumanity.
Right.
There's definitely hope for people, and they can be good. And I've got a link to the whole story. I think that's pretty cool. That's the kind of thing.
You would love it. That to me would be a nightmare.
That's the kind of thing I would be all excited about. And Heidi would be like, I am not riding with these people 650 miles.
That would be a nightmare.
That's exactly what. You know what? I bet there's going to be a movie about this. You just wait and see. Because it's fun, and there's all these fun characters, and somebody else is going to hear this story and go, that would be a fun movie. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with the author of Eat and Flourish, How Food Supports Emotional Well-Being. We have Mary Beth Albright joining us. Mary Beth, how are you?
Oh, John, I'm doing great right now. Thank you so much. It's really exciting to have a book launch.
That is really cool. Now, this is the time when people make resolutions and they try to start eating right. You don't have to wait till New Year's. You can do this anytime, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that the message of this book has nothing to do with restriction. The message of this book is that food and emotions are entwined. Biologically, that is the truth. And we can get to know this connection between our food and our emotions so we can use it to our advantage rather than labeling it emotional eating or denying that it even happens, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have these negative connotations with emotional eating. And the thing is, all eating is emotional eating because there are biological responses that happen in your body when you eat anything. And so we can use those to our advantage.
Food is a fuel, so depending on what kind of fuel you put in, you'll get different results.
Yeah, so the neurotransmitters and hormones that regulate our emotional well-being, meaning the way that we respond to stress, the way that we respond to grief or sadness or even joy, that all of those neurotransmitters and hormones are made from the food that we eat. And it goes through our gut and something called the gut microbiome, which we get deeply into in the book. And there are ways that you can, not just what you eat, but how you eat it, that can really influence how you feel emotionally. And it was really important to me from the very beginning to have all of this based on hard science and peer-reviewed evidence. Because my background is a public health background. I was at the Surgeon General's office. I'm a health policy and food lawyer, and I'm a journalist at the Washington Post. And making sure that all of it is grounded in hard science, which has really blossomed over the past 20 years about the food-mood connection, was really important to me.
What an amazing background. Not just one thing, but food expert, food attorney, worked with Surgeon General, Food Network, Iron Chef America. You've got some really fun things you've had a chance to do, and now author gets added to that list as well.
Yeah, and I think people who are interested in a lot of different things often get sort of maligned as, what are you doing? And, you know, what is your path, whatever. And to me, my path was always food. And whether it was working on it from a policy perspective with my legal degree, whether it was working on it from a public health perspective, or now food writing, which is so fun, great job. And so all of those things together, it's sort of like shout out to the people out there who have range and are interested in a lot of things, because I think that really helps the world get forward.
I agree. I think that's fantastic. The book is called Eat and Flourish. In this book, there's a thing called a 30-day kickoff plan. Let's talk a little bit about that, because it's really one step at a time, right?
Oh, always. Everything is one step at a time, John, right? I mean, we all try to run before we can crawl. But and the great thing about the 4-week program is that, you know, when you hear 4-week program and you think, what kind of an idiot starts a 4-week program right before the holiday season, right? But week 1 is pleasure. It's about increasing your food pleasure no matter what you're eating. And so I get into something called neurogastronomy, which is the combination of food and neuroscience, and about how we can get more pleasure out of what we're eating no matter what we're eating. So, for example, food that is on a round plate, your brain perceives it as sweeter than food that is on a rectangular plate.
Oh, wow.
We don't exactly know why. We don't know the mechanisms of it. But right now, that's something really easy that people can try. The way that the kind of cutlery that you use, heavy cutlery, will have your brain perceive that food is of higher quality than if you eat it with lighter cutlery. Drinking coffee out of a white cup tastes better than the same coffee out of a black cup or a blue cup or a red cup. So it's these like little teeny things that you can get to that aren't like, oh, I'm restricting. Oh, I can't have, you know, whatever it is that you love, holiday food, like a pig in a blanket, right? Or sugar cookies. It's not about that. It's about taking these things slowly and step by step, because what really matters is an eating pattern.
I love that. And if people would like to learn more, the book is available right now. It just recently came out, Eat and Flourish, How Food Supports Emotional Well-Being. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about it today, Mary Beth.
John, I'm thrilled. Thanks for giving me the opportunity with your audience.
Absolutely. I'm going to throw a link to make it easy to find the book. I've got that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You use only about 1/10 of a calorie per minute with your brain. Your brain only uses 1/10 of a calorie per minute. I forgot that word when I read that. My brain apparently uses less. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mushroom clouds can be created by any huge explosion. So it's not just like nuclear explosion, any
Right.
big explosion. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
One trait of intelligent people is being easily annoyed by others, but saying nothing in order to avoid meaningless arguments. Heidi is easily annoyed by me, but she always says something. So.
Oh, I don't keep my mouth shut.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Like humans, ants only spend about a fifth of their day working. The rest of the time, they're just lounging around watching TV. I don't know what they're doing. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average North American lives 13 years longer than the average celebrity. So that's kind of interesting. So if you're a celebrity, you live 13 years shorter than non-celebrities? That's interesting.
I suppose there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than 15 bucks, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, 7% of people say they have done this in the bathroom. What is it? 7%.
These questions are so weird and
I
vague.
know. Well, that's why I like to ask you, because you're kind of weird and vague.
I have no idea.
Did you hear her roll her eyes on the radio? Because I'm sure you did. All right, the answer is drink a beer. 7% of people say they have had a chance to drink a beer in the bathroom. So, that sounds like fun. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. I almost didn't read this story because it's kind of yuck. It's yuck. We head to France where an 88-year-old showed up at the hospital and reported that he had something inserted somewhere, we're going to just say.
Okay.
And he couldn't remove it. So they go in, they take an x-ray, and they take a look, and they go, whoa, wait a minute. What is this what it looks like? Yeah, it's an artillery shell. Not taking any chances. The hospital was evacuated. Incoming patients diverted to a different place. The man told them it was indeed a World War I artillery shell, 8 inches long, 2 inches wide.
What the heck was he thinking?
He apparently did this for pleasure. It doesn't make... I almost didn't even read this story. And I'm taking a lot of words out while I'm reading it because it's disgusting. The man was taken into surgery. The shell was removed without incident. The shell-shocked doctor
I see what they did there.
bomb disposal expert said, while it was possible, it was very unlikely the shell could have exploded in the hospital. So
Wow.
I just don't understand, and I don't want to. This 88-year-old man in France...
88.
Yeah. I think what happened is he had the thing sitting in the house and he slipped and he fell on it. And it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure.
I just don't know. Weird news. Yeah. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Questions that plague humanity. I haven't had any of these in a while, Heidi.
No, you have
Do you
not.
have anything to do if you work at the duty-free shop?
Oh,
There's no duties.
That's
So I can just-
adorable.
Yeah. How about, do we now call them wetlands because nobody would give environmentalists money to save a swamp? Probably. If you go to the Missing Persons Bureau, is there anybody there? Hello? Everybody's missing.
They're missing.
If a bouncer gets drunk, who throws him out?
That's a good question.
Questions plaguing humanity. What exactly is mid-air? Is there some other part besides the mid part? Like there's upper air and lower air? We always hear about mid-air. Yeah, I never really thought of that either. If you get cheated by the Better Business Bureau, who do you complain to?
That's
And our
a good
final
question.
question plaguing humanity. When will all the rhetorical questions end?
That's a rhetorical question.
That is a rhetorical question. All right, that is the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Bob Thaves is who our quote is from today. It said, "Inside me, there's a thin person struggling to get out, but I can usually sedate him with 4 or 5 cupcakes."
Yeah. Sadly, that's my current situation.
Oh, it's a good situation, too. I like that. 5 or 6 cupcakes, maybe. No. I you know what? I honestly think I could probably only have 1 or 2 cupcakes.
Oh, I don't.
The sweets, we just don't do much for sweets. But, 1 or 2, oh, yeah.
Unfortunately for me, it's the carbs that are the problem.
Yeah, there's carbs in cupcakes, too. That is your quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is great news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's a headline. All 10 people feared missing in Australian avalanche found alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine knowing that, hey, my son, my daughter, my friend, my mom, my dad, whoever was on this mountain, they're out there doing their thing, and there's an avalanche, and they're gone, they're missing, and you're thinking, I'll never see them again. I mean, that would be the worst feeling ever. But all 10 people have been found alive.
That's wonderful.
A terrifying avalanche struck a slope on Christmas Day. The avalanche occurred on a mountain called Tritkoff Mountain between Zurich and Lich. I probably nailed all of that. 10 people who were from Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Bosnia, Croatia, and the USA were seen toppled by the disaster in a video captured by a bystander. You can see the video, which, well, you can't on the radio because that's not how radio works. But I do have a link to it in the show notes. According to the Australian press, all of the people feared missing have been found alive. Only one skier was seriously injured in the incident. Everybody else was just basically covered in snow for a bit. It said he is in an intensive care unit with very serious injuries, but his condition is stable. They asked all other skiers involved in the incident were suffering minor injuries, but they all remained unharmed or had minor injuries, nothing else. Although no one has been missing since Sunday evening, a final security search on Monday should give the all clear. So they're looking just to make sure.
Just to make sure there's nobody else up there.
Just because we don't know they're there doesn't mean there's anybody there.
True story, yeah.
The Alpine police are currently investigating the cause of the accident. Possible factors triggering the avalanche could have been people, animals, solar radiation, who knows. So it was snow that fell. They don't really know why. I've got a link to the story. I'm glad to hear that everybody's okay. That could have turned out much worse. So it's a really great good news story. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.